Emmanuel, how do you go about helping people in the community?
Thank you, Barry. We focus a lot on providing education to the community. We believe that financial education is the starting point of truly helping our community. So we spend a lot of time helping people understand how money works in the United States, how they can protect their family, how they can create wealth, how they can prepare for emergency, how they can be able to make sure that their family is well taken care of by typically providing financial education during community settings, individual times with families, and sometimes with business owners as well, providing them with the education they need to be able to understand. And also, besides the education, we make sure that the various concepts that we teach and we educate them with can be implemented. So we make time with individual families, business owners, to show them how the various programs and products available can help them protect their family, help them create wealth, and make sure that they are living their dreams as they desire in the community. Barry, what does the Equis opportunity mean to our community?
Well, in the United States, I just read a statistic that 40% of the people in our country are now working part-time, Emmanuel, just to make ends meet at the end of each month. And we're big advocates of giving people an opportunity to start part-time in our business. But, it's great to be in an industry that serves people. I believe one of the real trademarks of people that I've seen that have had longevity in our industry are those people that love the consumer, are passionate about what they do. But we also are in an industry that you can do very well financially. And so it gives people, I think, an opportunity, average, ordinary people, Emmanuel, not necessarily those people that have a high IQ score or, they were sitting over the, they graduated from some Ivy League school, but average, ordinary people, an opportunity to make real significant money and help those families toward their financial dreams and their goals. So I think that's what the Equis opportunity really offers in the community. Let me ask you this question. You're in the education business. Why do you feel like collaboration is so important for those leaders in the community, pastors, advocates, to help you in the educational process as you take your message to the community?
Barry, thank you very much. And it's so important. We are a community that really love what we do. We love our family. We love to serve the Lord. And one of the things that we realize that our pastors, our leaders, they play an important role in how we organize ourselves. Sure. And we find that if our community leaders will collaborate with us, to allow the opportunity for the people that we are all learning, finding a way to help them attain their goals, their dreams, without the expertise that is needed in the area of financial services or financial education. We may be able to tell them what we think from our own experience, but that may not necessarily help the people practically implement those ideas. So we find it very, very important that if our pastors, our leaders, our community advocates will work with us to be able to bring the knowledge, the experience, the expertise, the American dream and how it's really achieved to the people, it will be one way to help the community advance, improve itself, and be able to attain its goals as we set it up. So tell me, why do you think it's important for the community to protect their family, to create wealth, and to build a legacy?
I think if you look at, really middle income America, you look at the market that we serve, I think all of us really want to make sure that when we leave this earth, that our families are better off than what we, when we were here. And when there's so many sad stories, Emmanuel, about people losing their homes or having to take bankruptcy. And so much of that is after death occurs. So what you are doing right now with educating, we're one of the few companies that still go out and meet with people kneecap to kneecap, in their marketplace. And so I just feel like it's a critical part of financial planning at every household in America today. Let me ask you this, Emmanuel. As a professional, how do you feel like you serve the community in what you're doing?
First of all, Barry, it's a pleasure, really, and a privilege to be able to sit to families to share with them what we do. As I mentioned earlier, the first thing is to really provide them with the education they need concerning their finance. It could be simply budgeting, maybe putting a plan together for their family, perhaps about protecting their family with life insurance. Most importantly, and for our community, we are very, very enthusiastic about building wealth. Most of us have traveled miles to the United States for the American dream and opportunity to be able to create that financial freedom for ourselves. So we spend time showing them most of the opportunities available, the various vehicles that we have to help families create wealth, build wealth that they can transfer ultimately through some of the vehicles we have in place. Besides the education, we also make time to help them implement the concepts. It's very difficult to have a financial life without having an accountability system in place. And just like everybody else, we all tend to have a difficult changing what we are used to doing. Most families live paycheck to paycheck, and it's very difficult to save and to invest. But by showing them the importance of taking that initiative and making a commitment to themselves and to their families so that they can be able to build for the future, we help these families make the changes necessary for them to build wealth. We also do the same by simply being there for them, helping them navigate various personal situations that may impact their family lives. Frankly speaking, a lot of problems in marriages, in churches, in communities are because there are financial challenges. It's simply because we do not know how to manage our finances, how to create that buffer for ourselves so we can solve some of the problems we have. So these are some areas that we try to focus on to help the community and families to be financially free as a professional. So let me ask Barry, how can the community tap into the Equis opportunity for their own financial freedom?
Well, one of the things, Emmanuel, that we really focused on early on in our company's history as we got started is we wanted to build a great platform to give those people that you've already noted that came to the United States or are here to better themselves. And, you talked a little bit about debt, and, I have said this all along that I don't know of anything, Emmanuel, outside of health challenges that's more debilitating than the bondage of debt. And you're right, it affects most people. And so we've tried to create a platform that you can go to equisfinancial.com, right? You can look at our website, you can see all the tools that we've got available. But what I would encourage people to do is reach out to our company. We've got trained professionals throughout the United States, and we're building our company right now. We would love a leader just like yourself in every community in America today. The marketplace is it's huge, and we need trained professionals, but we need the right people that have a heart, that are passionate for the consumer, but they also show up with a lot of desire, right? They don't mind hard work. There's no free lunch here, Emmanuel, and I want everybody to know that. But we have a proven track record of many, many people in our company. We bring a lot of experience to the table, and we're looking for the right people to be a part of our Equis family. So, Emmanuel, what services can the community really expect from you and your team?
Our team, again, provides a whole range of services. Primarily, based on the industry we are in, is to provide life insurance protection. That's a fundamental service. Now, to do that, we begin by providing the necessary education that the consumer needs to understand what it takes, what it means to have a policy, what it actually does. What does a life insurance do? You'd be surprised to learn that a lot of times when our community hear life insurance, they shy away because they only think about somebody dying, which may not be a good feeling. But nonetheless, it is actually a financial instrument. It's a vehicle to protect a family, to help a family navigate the most challenging time in their lives, but also based on some of the products available, and if it's suitable to the client, they can use it as a way to save for the future and to build wealth. So wealth creation using some of the products available can be a tool that we use to help people provide a service for them. In other words, providing life insurance service, wealth creation, those who are business owners, retiring comfortably, or even just, workers. How do you plan for retirement? How do you save for the future? Most of us think we'll never be old. We will always be young. But if we don't start early, saving, building that wealth, creating the stream of income that will help us when we get out of the workforce officially or actively, we'll not be able to meet our needs. So the services we provide are very simple. Providing education, helping them set a plan, protecting their families, helping them to create wealth, and ultimately living the dream that they desire to live. So Barry, how can the average person in our community trust the U.S. financial system?
Well, I think today, if you still look around the world, the United States, is the safe haven for investment still today, really because of the stability of our government. And I think when you even go a little bit further with what you really offer, when you get into the insurance business, there's never been any company that's ever defaulted on a claim because of their financial strength. So I really believe that the insurance industry in general is probably, when you look at our financial markets, maybe the safest place people can put money today. Emmanuel, let me ask you this. You as a professional, how do you feel like you have impacted people in the community really that you serve?
Barry, it's pretty interesting to see the fruit of what we've been doing. Whilst it's not been so long, but over the last perhaps 3 to 4 months already, I as a professional have to deal with 2 claims. One death benefit claim and one living benefit claim. This is really an impactful event that, because of the decision that somebody took, having heard the education and information, now a family is not left unprotected financially. Because of a decision that one of my clients took, this person is now at a place where, after having suffered a stroke, is now able to have some financial means to take care of himself while he fully recovers and hopefully go back to the workforce. So in terms of impact, there is tangible impact from helping people navigate financial challenges when it ever arises. But most importantly, having the knowledge, getting the information of what it takes to truly implement financial plans and set up goals and be able to save for the future, it's been very impactful for the community. We now see people starting to save for their children, setting up very small accounts to save gradually for their children. We have people, marriages now talking about money, okay, whereby typically most of the time married couples never had time to really sit down and talk about money. But because we sit down with them as a couple, most of the time we're able to help them look at their finances, make some changes, and make some decisions together. So we feel like our services is impacting the community very positively. We still have a long way to go, but as of now, we are really helping families make the changes that they desire for themselves. Barry, can you let me know what benefits will families derive from working with our team?
Well, I'm going to really answer that two ways. First, I think from the consumer standpoint, I've been so impressed really watching you and your team work, because one of the things that you focus on is education. And I think in middle income America, Emmanuel, if there is one huge problem, it's education. I think most people want to do the right thing. They just don't know where to go to be able to do that. And so one of the things that in working with an Equis financial representative, you're going to get someone that is educated, that understands the industry, that understands really how to work with an individual in their own particular set of circumstances. As families, all of us have particular needs. And the Equis representatives are really, Emmanuel, they are trained to sit down and to look at everyone's situation individually and help them, with the help of the rep, to really put together a financial plan that's going to help that family meet and reach their goals. The second part of that answer is I am a big advocate in starting with their company on a part-time basis. It's different for everyone, but let me say this. After I think about 3 or 4 months of training and learning what we do, learning how to deal with people, learning our products, most people at Equis Financial have the opportunity to put in maybe 10, 11, or 12 hours a week on a part-time basis and literally earn $4,000-$5,000 of money every 30 days. $50,000 to $60,000 a year of part-time income, putting in, again, 10 to 12 hours. And so what I have found is for most people, that changes their life. It gives them a chance to pay their debt off. Maybe for the first time, Emmanuel, to really start saving some significant money and just taking that burden of debt off of them. I don't think, life is supposed to be lived that way, but yet it's a trap that almost every American finds themselves in. So it's one reason I love what we do. I love our opportunity. Listen, if people make the decision after being successful part-time to make a transition into a full-time opportunity, a full-time career, I think that's great. But we want you to be able to do that without any risk to you or your family. And, we're proud of that opportunity that we offer people. Emmanuel, what are some of the challenges that the African community really are facing today in wealth creation or their goal of becoming financially free?
It is a fact that we start off at a disadvantage. Nevertheless, we have huge work ethics, very hardworking community. Therefore, we do everything possible to overcome the challenges. But here are some of the challenges, frankly. Not knowing exactly how the system works. We have been raised, most of us come here as adults, and we only know how something works in one way. We are learning a whole new way of how money works in the United States. So if we get an opportunity like this, if we have a way to be able to create wealth, sometimes we lack the knowledge. Most of us are used to wanting to invest back home because that's what we are comfortable with. and therefore we do not see the need or find opportunity to be able to do the same here. So a challenge we have is being able to really discover the various vehicles that are available right here in the United States for investing, for saving, for protecting our families. We also sometimes have cultural barriers and cultural differences. The idea of life insurance itself, much as it's been around even back home, I personally, growing up, never heard about my father or mother talking about life insurance ever. So you can understand, it's something that is new to us, and we are learning what it is, what it can do for our families, and how it can help us be financially free. So that's part of the challenge we have of cultural differences and relearning these new things in our community. The last thing I will say is, literally sometimes we have, I would say, the ability to connect. It is said that in the financial services industry, only less than about 5%, according to the American Financial Services College of Financial Education, that about 5% or so of the industry is black, which means we lack professionals who are people that we can easily relate to work with. And that is sometimes part of the challenge that we face in our community. And that's part of the reason why I have decided to enter into this industry and help build a community of professionals that can go out there and help our community be successful.
You know, Emmanuel, I do realize that those challenges that you just mentioned are real challenges. But I also think that where there are challenges, what great opportunity comes along with that. And, you know, one of the things that I really want to say in working with you and your team members is that you do bring a tremendous work ethic. I wish we could clone that throughout our organization, because you don't come here with this attitude of entitlement, but you come here with that toughness and attitude of listen, I'm looking for an opportunity, and if you show me the opportunity, I'm willing to go out and put forth the work in it. And I just really want you to know that when you look at Equis Financial, we embrace that. You know, we consider ourselves a blue-collar, hard-working company. And I believe when you look at the success of our company over the last 3.5 years, it's really been because of that work ethic. So I think it's fantastic.
So Barry, what advice would you give to somebody who is looking for a part-time opportunity in this industry?
Well, I would say this, you know, to most people, this is a new industry, new profession. Come in and be a sponge. You know, educate yourself. Find out about how to talk with people, how to communicate, how our products work. One of the things that I love at Equis Financial is we have 2 to 3 conference calls a week that are available for people to plug in. We have webinars. You know, one of our building blocks in the Equis platform is our training, and we take a lot of pride in our training. And so it's there, but you have to take advantage of it. Learn how to set realistic goals. You know, I believe every business person, every entrepreneur in America today, you know, they're built a little different, and, you know, they do want to grow their business, and we want to engage with you. And I think you've just got to, I think maybe that's the key word, engage. Jump in. You know, you're never going to learn everything before you go out there. And I'm a big believer that you learn by doing. You obtain wisdom by doing and being active. And so that would be my advice in getting started with us on a part-time basis.
Really, I really want to thank you, Barry, for making time to talk to me and to talk to our team and our community. We do appreciate the opportunity to be part of this organization, and we're looking forward to doing great things. We appreciate your leadership and all that you're doing for the company.
Well, Emmanuel, thank you for coming in today and making a trip all the way across the country to come in and sit down with me. We're so excited at our company about you and your team members, and really already the impact that you are making here at Equis Financial. We have an incredibly bright future, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's in store for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.